Life is not a rehearsal. Every day, every decision, and every moment carries the potential to either build your destiny or let it slip through your fingers. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is not luck, talent, or circumstance. It is skill. And not just any skill, but specific life-changing skills that amplify your results and unlock your potential. Today, we're going to focus on 2 skills that can transform your life forever. Master these and you'll gain the tools to shape your destiny, elevate your confidence, and create a life that others only dream of. The first and most powerful skill you can master in life is self-mastery, the ability to take control of your mind, your emotions, and your actions. Every extraordinary achievement begins here. Most people live their lives reacting to circumstance, reacting to fear, or reacting to the whims of others. They drift through life, allowing external events to dictate their happiness, confidence, and success. But a man or woman who masters themselves is no longer a victim of circumstance. They are the captain of their own destiny. Self-mastery starts with awareness. You must know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, and your pattern. Without awareness, you are blind to the forces that shape your life. Many people go through life repeating the same mistakes, sabotaging opportunities, and reacting emotionally to situations that could have been controlled. Awareness is the first step in breaking this cycle. It allows you to see the patterns in your behavior, the thoughts that limit you, and the fears that hold you back. But awareness alone is not enough. Action is the bridge between awareness and mastery. Self-mastery requires deliberate, consistent effort. It means confronting your fears rather than avoiding them, replacing negative thought patterns with empowering beliefs, and committing to daily habits that align with your highest vision of yourself. Discipline is central here. Without discipline, awareness becomes guilt, insight becomes frustration, and potential remains untapped. Think about the power of controlling your emotions. A man who masters himself does not let anger, doubt, or frustration dictate his actions. He understands that emotions are signals, not commands. When fear arises, he feels it, acknowledges it, and moves forward anyway. When doubt creeps in, he analyzes it, reframes it, and takes deliberate action. This emotional control is the essence of self-mastery. It allows you to act decisively under pressure, make better decisions, and remain calm when others panic. Self-mastery also requires taking full responsibility for your life. Blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck is the hallmark of the unmastered. Extraordinary people recognize that while they cannot control everything in life, they can control themselves, their reactions, choices, and focus. When you own your life completely, you reclaim power. You stop waiting for permission, guidance, or opportunity, and you start creating it. Another critical aspect of self-mastery is consistency and growth. Mastery is not achieved overnight. It is built moment by moment, decision by decision. Every choice to act with integrity, every effort to improve your skills, every challenge faced and overcome compounds over time. This consistency builds confidence, competence, and resilience. People are drawn to those who demonstrate control over themselves because it signals strength, stability, and reliability. Finally, self-mastery allows you to align your life with your purpose. Without control over your thoughts, emotions, and actions, it is impossible to focus on what truly matters. Self-mastery frees your energy from distractions, fears, and limiting beliefs, allowing you to channel it into the activities that create extraordinary results. It is the foundation upon which every other skill, achievement, and success is built. In short, self-mastery is the cornerstone of an extraordinary life. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the difference between reacting to life and creating life. The man or woman who masters themselves no longer chases validation, approval, or fleeting pleasure. They create a life of purpose, influence, and impact. Self-mastery is not about perfection. It is about control, discipline, and deliberate action. It is about becoming the person capable of achieving anything they set their mind to. When you commit to mastering yourself, everything else falls into place. Your focus sharpens, your confidence rises, your decisions become deliberate, and your life transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. Master yourself and the world will follow. The second life-changing skill you must master is effective communication. While self-mastery shapes your inner world, communication shapes the world around you. The ability to clearly convey your ideas, influence others, and inspire action is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary achievers. Life is a network of relationships, and your success, influence, and fulfillment are directly tied to how well you connect with others. Communication is not just speaking, it is understanding, empathizing, and creating impact through your words, tone, and presence. Many people misunderstand communication. They think it is about talking more, being louder, or convincing others to agree with them. But true communication begins with listening. You must listen actively, understand the perspective of others, and recognize what motivates them, what they value, and what they fear. Listening is not passive. It is a deliberate strategy that allows you to connect deeply, respond intelligently, and influence effectively. When people feel heard and understood, they are far more likely to engage, trust, and follow your guidance. Once you understand someone else, the next step is clarity of expression. Every extraordinary communicator speaks with precision and intention. They know their message, their purpose, and the impact they want to create. Words are powerful. They can motivate, inspire, and transform. But unclear, hesitant, or inconsistent communication dilutes influence and breeds confusion. Mastering the skill of clear communication ensures that your ideas resonate, your intentions are understood, and your influence multiplies. Effective communication also requires emotional intelligence. Your ability to perceive, manage, and respond to emotions, both yours and others, is critical in shaping outcomes. When you can remain calm under pressure, respond rather than react, and convey confidence without arrogance, people naturally gravitate toward you. Emotional intelligence allows you to build trust, resolve conflicts, and inspire collaboration. It is the bridge between ideas and results, turning vision into action through influence. Another key element of communication is persuasion without manipulation. Extraordinary communicators inspire action not through coercion, but through clarity, integrity, and alignment. They present their ideas compellingly, showing people why following a particular path benefits them and aligns with a greater purpose. This skill allows you to lead, negotiate, and collaborate effectively in every area of life, from business to relationships to personal growth. Communication is also amplified by confidence and presence. People are influenced not just by what you say, but by how you say it. Your body language, tone, posture, and energy convey far more than words alone. A confident presence exudes authority, credibility, and trust. When combined with clear, empathetic, and purposeful communication, this presence allows you to inspire, motivate, and move others to action. Finally, mastering communication multiplies your impact exponentially. Self-mastery gives you control over your internal world, but communication allows you to share that mastery with others. It enables you to build networks, foster collaboration, and create opportunities that would otherwise remain inaccessible. Extraordinary lives are built not in isolation, but through influence, connection, and the ability to inspire others to act toward a common goal. In short, effective communication is the skill that turns your vision into reality. It allows you to connect deeply, influence intentionally, and inspire action. Master this skill and doors open. Relationships thrive. Opportunities multiply. Your impact grows. Together with self-mastery, effective communication forms the foundation of a life of extraordinary achievement. Knowledge alone will never transform your life. Insight without action is like owning a map, but never leaving your house. The third skill that separates ordinary people from extraordinary achievers is the ability to take decisive action consistently. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Without action, even the greatest ideas, plans, or skills remain dormant potential. Extraordinary lives are built by those who act relentlessly, turning vision into reality. Every successful person understands one critical truth: momentum compounds. Taking one decisive step generates energy, builds confidence, and opens opportunities. Taking the next step becomes easier, and each consecutive step magnifies the impact of the previous one. Conversely, hesitation, procrastination, and overthinking crush momentum. When you wait for the perfect moment, you give time to fear, doubt, and distraction. Action breaks inertia and ignites the chain reaction that transforms dreams into tangible outcomes. Action is not always about massive leaps. It is about consistent, deliberate steps. Small, daily actions aligned with your purpose compound over time into extraordinary achievements. Reading one chapter, making one call, practicing one skill, or taking one calculated risk may seem insignificant in isolation, but repeated consistently, they build unstoppable momentum. Extraordinary lives are not created overnight. They are the sum of persistent, purposeful actions taken every single day. Another critical aspect of action is overcoming fear and resistance. Fear is the number one barrier to action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of uncertainty, these are the chains that hold most people back. The skill of taking action despite fear is transformative. Every time you act in the face of resistance, you grow stronger, more confident, and more capable. Action is the antidote to doubt. It turns anxiety into accomplishment, uncertainty into clarity, and hesitation into power. Momentum also fosters clarity in learning. Many people believe that thinking, planning, or waiting will lead to perfect decisions. But clarity emerges through action, not contemplation. The more you move, the more feedback you receive. Each step teaches you what works, what doesn't, and what needs adjustment. Momentum is a self-reinforcing system. Action generates insight. Insight informs action, and progress accelerates as a result. Action also compounds influence. Every time you take decisive action, you demonstrate reliability, courage, and leadership. People notice those who act, those who do what they say, who show up consistently, and who follow through. Momentum becomes contagious. Others are inspired to act because they witness your energy, focus, and results. In this way, action not only transforms your life, it creates ripple effects in your relationships, business, and community. Finally, taking action bridges the gap between self-mastery and communication. Skills and knowledge are useless unless applied. The confident mind, disciplined habits, and effective communication become tools only when deployed through action. Momentum is the force that converts potential into tangible achievement, dreams into reality, and intention into measurable results. Without action, even mastery remains theoretical. With action, mastery becomes visible, felt, and influential. In conclusion, action is the engine of transformation. Consistent, purposeful action generates momentum, builds confidence, and produces results beyond what planning alone can achieve. It is the bridge between knowing and becoming, between dreaming and living. Extraordinary lives are not given. They are created step by step, choice by choice, day by day. The skill of taking action relentlessly is what transforms ordinary potential into extraordinary reality. One of the most essential skills to master for an extraordinary life is resilience, the ability to withstand adversity, recover from setbacks, and continue moving forward with unwavering determination. Life is never a straight path. Challenges, failures, and obstacles are inevitable. Yet the difference between ordinary people and those who achieve greatness lies not in avoiding adversity, but in how they respond to it. Resilience is the bridge that turns difficulty into growth, pain into wisdom, and failure into stepping stones toward success. Challenges are not punishments. They are opportunities. Every obstacle you encounter is a test of your strength, your focus, and your commitment to your vision. Resilient individuals understand that adversity is the ultimate teacher. It forces introspection, sharpens skills, and reveals the gaps in knowledge or character that must be addressed. Every challenge you face is a mirror reflecting areas where you can improve, adapt, and evolve. Without challenges, growth remains stagnant and potential is left unrealized. Resilience is cultivated through choice. It cannot control every circumstance, but you can control how you respond. When setbacks occur, you have two options: surrender to frustration, blame, or despair, or respond with courage, clarity, and determination. The resilient individual chooses the latter route. Robbins said. They understand that life will throw difficulties in every form: failures, rejections, financial setbacks, health issues, or relational conflicts. But each setback is temporary, and each response is permanent. The power lies not in avoiding hardship, but in mastering how you navigate it. Another aspect of resilience is mental toughness. Resilient people develop a mindset that refuses to be broken by temporary discomfort. They embrace challenge as part of the journey rather than a disruption of it. This mindset allows them to stay focused on long-term goals, even when immediate circumstances seem discouraging. They learn to manage stress, regulate emotions, and maintain optimism without being naive. Mental toughness is not innate. It is built over time through deliberate practice, self-discipline, and repeated confrontation with adversity. Resilience also teaches flexibility and adaptability. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. The resilient person does not crumble when the plan shifts. They adjust, recalibrate, and find a new path forward. Adaptability is the companion of resilience. When you combine persistence with flexibility, you gain the ability to navigate uncertainty with confidence, making obstacles temporary detours rather than permanent roadblocks. Furthermore, resilience amplifies self-mastery and action. Every challenge you overcome reinforces your confidence, sharpens your focus, and deepens your commitment. Each experience of rising after a fall strengthens your self-discipline and equips you with the courage to take bold action in the future. Resilience is cumulative. Every test passed makes the next one more manageable. It turns fear into fuel, setbacks into lessons, and resistance into momentum. Finally, resilience inspires others. When you demonstrate the ability to face adversity without losing composure, your energy becomes magnetic. People are drawn to those who persevere in the face of difficulty. Your resilience not only transforms your own life, but also influences your environment, creating a culture of determination, courage, and possibility. The more resilient you become, the more impact you can have, both personally and professionally. In conclusion, resilience is not a gift. It is a skill to be mastered. It is built through challenge, tested by adversity, and reinforced by consistent choice. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, refine your character, and accelerate your journey toward an extraordinary life. By embracing challenge, cultivating mental toughness, and remaining adaptable, you transform setbacks into stepping stones, hardships into lessons, and life itself into a platform for greatness. The fifth skill that separates ordinary people from extraordinary achievers is the ability to influence others. Influence is the force that transforms vision into reality on a larger scale. It is not about manipulation, coercion, or control. It is about the power to inspire, motivate, and elevate people around you. Mastering influence allows you to magnify your impact, create opportunities, and shape environments in ways that align with your purpose and values. Every extraordinary life is built not in isolation, but through connection and collaboration. No one achieves greatness alone. Your ideas, skills, and vision are only as effective as your ability to bring others along with you. Influence is the bridge between individual excellence and collective achievement. When you master this skill, your actions create ripple effects that extend far beyond your immediate reach. The foundation of influence is trust and credibility. People follow those who are consistent, reliable, and principled. Influence grows naturally when others recognize that you act with integrity, honor your commitments, and demonstrate competence. Without trust, even the most persuasive words fall flat. Influence is not about convincing people to follow your lead once. It is about creating a reputation that compels them to engage repeatedly, willingly, and enthusiastically. Effective influence also requires empathy and understanding. You must know what drives others, their fears, desires, and motivations. By connecting with people on a genuine emotional level, you create alignment between your vision and their needs. Influence is not about imposing your will. It is about creating shared purpose. The more you understand others, the more effectively you can inspire them to act in ways that produce extraordinary outcomes for everyone involved. Another key aspect of influence is communication with clarity and passion. Extraordinary individuals do not simply deliver instructions. They articulate a vision that excites, challenges, and engages. They speak in a way that captures attention and compels action. Their presence, tone, and conviction amplify their message. When combined with empathy and integrity, this form of communication allows you to mobilize people toward goals that might otherwise seem impossible. Influence is also amplified by example and action. People are inspired not by what you say, but by what you do. Every time you demonstrate discipline, courage, and commitment to your own growth, you signal to others what is possible. Your actions serve as a model for behavior, creating momentum and motivating others to emulate your standards of excellence. Influence is a reflection of personal mastery expressed outwardly. Finally, mastering influence multiplies the scale of your impact. Self-mastery and communication create individual success, but influence transforms personal success into collective achievement. By inspiring, motivating, and guiding others, you create networks of collaboration, support, and growth. Your influence allows your vision to extend beyond your immediate actions, producing results far greater than you could achieve alone. In essence, influence is leverage, the ability to amplify your effectiveness exponentially. In conclusion, influence is a skill that cannot be ignored for anyone seeking an extraordinary life. It is built on trust, empathy, integrity, and action. When you combine influence with self-mastery, communication, action, and resilience, your life transforms from mere achievement to legacy creation. Influence multiplies your impact, turns vision into reality, and allows you to shape a world that reflects your values and purpose. Master this skill and your success becomes not just personal but transformative for everyone you touch. The sixth and final skill that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones is consistency, the relentless daily commitment to actions, habits, and principles that compound over time. Most people underestimate the power of consistency. They chase quick wins, seek instant gratification, or abandon progress when results do not appear immediately. But extraordinary achievement is never about luck. It is about showing up day after day with focus, discipline, and determination. Consistency is the bridge between potential and excellence. Consistency begins with clarity of purpose. You cannot act consistently without knowing where you are going. When you have a clear vision of the life you want, the habits, actions, and decisions necessary to get there become obvious. Every choice becomes deliberate. Every action becomes aligned. Without clarity, consistency degenerates into mindless repetition or wasted effort. But with a clear destination, consistent action transforms small steps into monumental progress. Consistency also builds momentum. When you show up daily, even for small tasks, you accumulate energy, confidence, and results. Each effort compounds on the last, producing an unstoppable wave of achievement. Momentum is not just a result of talent or circumstance. It is the natural outcome of consistent effort applied intelligently over time. Those who master consistency rarely fail because they have created a rhythm that moves them forward, even when motivation wanes. Another crucial aspect of consistency is habit formation. Extraordinary lives are not built on occasional bursts of effort. They are built on discipline, automatic behaviors. By repeating actions aligned with your goals, you embed excellence into your character. Discipline becomes effortless. Integrity becomes instinct, and progress becomes inevitable. Consistency transforms effort from something you have to force into something you naturally embody. Consistency also cultivates resilience and patience. The path to greatness is rarely linear. Challenges, setbacks, and distractions are inevitable. But those who act consistently develop the endurance to withstand difficulty. Each day of effort reinforces determination. Each obstacle overcome while maintaining daily practice strengthens confidence and self-belief. Patience forged through consistency allows you to remain committed to long-term goals rather than being swayed by temporary discomfort or distraction. Furthermore, consistency magnifies influence and credibility. People notice those who show up reliably, honor commitments, and maintain high standards over time. Leaders, mentors, and collaborators are drawn to those whose actions are predictable, deliberate, and aligned with principle. Your consistency communicates strength, dependability, and mastery, qualities that cannot be faked and are respected universally. Influence grows when people see that your success is not a fluke, but the product of sustained effort. Finally, consistency bridges vision and reality. A dream without daily action remains a fantasy. Talent without repetition remains potential. Knowledge without application remains theory. Consistency ensures that your vision is translated into tangible results. It transforms good intentions into habits, habits into skill, and skill into mastery. The extraordinary life is not built in moments of inspiration. It is built in the quiet, persistent dedication to excellence day after day. In conclusion, consistency is the ultimate multiplier. It is the bridge between knowing and becoming, between planning and achieving, between ordinary effort and extraordinary results. When you combine consistency with self-mastery, effective communication, action, resilience, and influence, you create a life of unstoppable momentum and lasting impact. Master consistency, and you will transform your potential into reality, your vision into legacy, and your ordinary life into an extraordinary one.